So, the WGA, the writer's strike, is in full force alongside the actors who have finally joined them, and something that people have kind of been looking out for when it comes to social media, because there's a lot of influencers who cover movies and entertainment in general. People are really kind of looking out for Scabs, and if you don't know who Scabs are basically someone who benefits from the scab by taking jobs from the companies, the studios, who are now without writers, who are now without actors, and are basically given jobs by those studios to make projects or to promote projects. And there's been a lot of them so far. The big one that we'll be covering first is Straw Hat Goofy. Now, he has come out and retracted it since, but it still did not leave a good look for him, in my opinion. He did backtrack on a lot of the things that he said, but in my opinion, a big key thing that he kind of left out was the fact that he never apologized for saying that he was still going to be open to accepting new projects. So we're just gonna kind of get into that right now, and we'll get into the skit where he kind of actually I'm pretty sure he even openly says I'll accept new projects. So let's just get into it. So I found this TikTok page called Scabs a TikTok, and we'll be watching a few of them. There's also the NPC girl who kind of blew up recently. That basically covered this. If you don't know, there's been this girl who's been popping off on TikTok for she's been, I don't think she started the trend, but she's definitely become a big name in it. Where it's NPC. I don't know how to fucking explain it. I don't really get it. I don't really like it. But it's blown up. It's become successful. So who knows? But she's getting wrapped up in it too. So let's see.
Hey, what up, Straw Hat? Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, you been looking at stuff about the strike, right? Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's pretty crazy. Yeah? Yeah, and I'm not gonna pretend like I know all of it, but I do understand that the bottom line is that writers and actors do deserve better working conditions and livable wages, and they deserve not to have their likeness taken by AI without getting any of the pay. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. That's facts. So how does that affect your job?
Hold on. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm recording.
Excuse me? Like your job, what? You still gonna be making content or going to movie premieres or like brand deals? Oh yeah, I'm still gonna be doing that stuff. What? I'm still gonna be doing that stuff. Are you not supporting the ones on strike? I don't. No, yeah, I am. It's just how does my job impede what they're trying to do? Well, you're the movie guy, and this affects the movie industry in a big way. No, yeah, I know. Projects are on hold. You won't be able to interview actors and writers. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I mean, we probably won't even get Stranger Things season 5 until those kids are adults. Yeah, I know. Kind of sucks. And your brand deals, you can kiss that goodbye. Oh no, I can still do brand deals. Brand deals are just me promoting a movie, which is essentially what I do whenever I post a review or breakdown or something like that. So it kind of fits my content. Yeah, but the strike says you can't do that. No, it says actors and writers can't do that. I'm neither. But yeah, I can still talk about movies. I mean, that's never gonna stop. But a lot of productions are shutting down, and a lot of projects have been put on hold almost indefinitely. They're even saying,
Yeah, man, we can continue this. We'll probably continue this later, but I'm just gonna stop right here because I think this is where he stops talking about the brand deal part of it. But basically what he's saying is oh, I can still accept brand deals because I'm neither a writer nor actor. The problem is that that still considers you a scab. Now, that doesn't really mean a lot in terms of it only really affects you in the terms of you will not be able to join either SAG or WGA. I'm pretty sure. I don't think you would be able to join WGA, but I'm pretty sure they mostly say you won't be able to join SAG if you want to. And his whole defense was this is oh well, I never really plan on joining SAG, even though he has done voice acting. He was in that what it was, the Teenage Kraken movie. He did a voice acting role in that, and it's just if you want to continue doing that in the future, A, it would be a good idea. It would be a good idea to join SAG, and B, you probably won't be able to because this is not a good look, and it's just absolutely disgusting because at the end of the day, but an actor's role when it comes to a movie is not just to be an actor, to act in the movie, is to promote the movie as well. It's why, like, red carpet premieres will they'll give interviews, and why just interviews in general. Like, they want, when you're hired by a studio to make a movie, you're also being hired to promote the movie as well, obviously. And if a studio is coming to an influencer to be like, hey, we want you to promote this movie while the strike is going on, then obviously you are replacing that actor and doing that. And I guess, and I do remember, because I was trying to follow this very closely, that he did, like, say, like, oh, like, I can still do contractual work, which is true, and it is something that SAG very much promotes, that, like, hey, if you're an influencer and you have contractual work to do with these studios, very much do that, just don't accept any new projects, like new work. The problem is that, like, nobody's gonna know what the new work is unless he is very open about his brand deals, and like when they start and when they end. So, like, when exactly does the new brand deal start and the old ones end? And at the same time, like, I think he has kind of talking about the strike. He's talking about Doctor Who. I'm not sure if that struck work or not. I don't know. He's talking about writers, talking about actors. He's always using this, like, even for a little bit, he had the SAG Strong logo as part of his profile picture. Like, he kind of, it was really bad for him. It was not good. Where was it? I think, yeah, he definitely deleted a lot of the stuff. Like, he made an initial video where he, like, covered exactly how it was going to affect, like, his job, and then he came out with this, like, skit, which was so fucking tone deaf, and also just, like, really, really bad. Like, just as a skit, like, why would you ever do that? Like, this, it's very cringe, honestly. And, like, it's worse because it's very much, like, this is what a straw man argument is, because he is making up someone that, while disagreeing with him at first, eventually, like, when we watch the rest of this video, agrees with him by the end of it. It's very much that. Like, I'm making up this person who once was against me, and now is on my side, just like how you should do. And it's just like, no, that's not how this works. Because you're using your logic to do it, and your logic is solely based on, I want to continue doing brand deals and making money, even though I am essentially replacing a lot of people who would be in these roles to begin with if it wasn't for, like, very bad, like, Hollywood conditions. And also, with the whole, like, oh, he has to do contractual work, it is something that SAG does approve of. Like, hey, you can do the contractual stuff, and then once that is done, just don't accept new work. But something that is going on, well, however, something that has been said by other people is that he could just get himself out of that contractual work. He could just, like, go to the studios and be like, hey, I know we had this deal, but, like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Like, just get out of it. Because, like, unless they already paid him. Like, if they didn't pay him beforehand, it should be very easy for him to, like, get out of there. Because, like, again, he just won't get paid for that work that he doesn't plan on doing. But yeah, if he was already paid to do that work, obviously he should do it, because that would create a lot of legal problems. But, like, if he hasn't been paid for that, again, but we don't know. And that's the problem. And that's the problem with just this whole strike in general. Unless people are coming out and being like, oh, I got accepted for this thing, they're not going to do that. And I don't think he's going to do that, because he knows that would be a very bad look for him, especially with all this shit that happened. But, some people are, fortunately for us, not that smart. So we're just going to kind of skip this. Again, the ending's not really anything.
Day in the life.
Get ready.
Okay, I'm ready. How do I look?
Fine, now let's go.
Fine, I need gorgeous. I'm changing.
I just got a potentially life-changing phone call. I got a message this morning from a guy at a company who said, hey, we would love to develop and fund a TV show starring you. You meaning me. His wife is the CEO, and apparently she loves my stuff. Like, they would literally pass my videos around the conference table and be like, okay, this guy is it. He said I have the it factor. I guess they keep calling me the next John Candy, or his wife was like, I didn't know John Candy and Carol Burnett had a freaking love child. Their platform is going to launch November 1st, so stay tuned. This is so exciting. How I know that they're serious is just with the budget that they quoted me that they're going to use for each episode.
Yeah, it's literally just like, God, I don't want to say no offense, but like, honestly, all the offense. The only reason they're coming after this guy is because of the writer's strike. Like, I highly doubt he would be given this platform if it wasn't for that. And this is about like, this is a very famous TikToker named Calling Your Mom, and I used to follow him because like I saw a few videos of his. They were pretty funny. He did. There were also some like self-help stuff that he was doing. I see that he was like trying to lose weight and like better himself, and like I was like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. Like, he seems very like friendly and shit like that. But like lately, I've been noticing some shit like a month ago or so. I kind of like stopped following him after he posted this like video of like Bill Maher, that, and he was like trying to like tie it to like the whole Jeffrey Epstein stuff. And like, first of all, are there plenty of people in Hollywood who are probably sexual predators who definitely went on Jeffrey Epstein's plane? Absolutely. But it just wasn't that. It was also like, he's very like heavily Christian in like a bad way, and this very much took a turn for the worst.
Okay, this is something that I totally disagree with. I don't care if Hollywood is striking right now. I'm not union. I'm not part of the union. I'm never going to be. I don't care if they label me a scab. The fact...
Yeah, so he wants to be a part of the business, but is directly going against the people who would basically make it easier for him to make a living out of this business. And we'll get more into this video because there's going to be a lot of stopping points in this video. This is just... First of all, this is also something that goes for the Straw Hat Goofy TikTok as well, and his whole like anti-strike thing that he was doing before he had to retract a lot of his statements, probably because his manager probably was like you have to delete that shit. But this isn't just about being a writer, being an actor, or just being in the entertainment industry and having to support the strike. It's about class solidarity. It's about worker solidarity. Like, even if you don't have anything to do with the entertainment business, even if you are a subway worker, a factory worker, a truck driver, there's still realizing that, like, it doesn't matter what industry we're in, we're all fucked by the system. We're all fucked by the 1%, the people who take all the money, and shit like that. Like, this has nothing to do with, like, if this strike affects you directly. This isn't about being selfish. This is about being selfless and helping one another. So, like, and it makes it even worse for people who are in the industry itself, too. Because, like, yeah, it should be a calling card for all of us. But if you're directly in this industry and you realize how fucked it is, and you're still being like, oh, no, fuck them, you're even worse. Because you don't even realize how fucked you are. He doesn't even realize how fucked he would be if the strike didn't occur, and how difficult it would be for his projects to come to fruition anyways.
The fact that they refer to non-union actors as scabs says a lot about their character.
Yeah, because being a part of a union should be a good thing because it would help benefit you. But instead of doing that, you decide to kiss the fucking boot, which is highly ironic with the shit that he says later on in this video.
It's gonna work. There are a lot of people who would be so happy to take the places of all of these actors. I could have articulated that a little bit better, but any day I'm going for independent film over anything that Hollywood is making.
Okay. So, I'm just gonna say this here, and he'll get further into it, but like, this is the shit that I was covering beforehand with the whole Jason Aldean thing. These people think that they're going against the system while still kissing the boot of the system. Like, they think they're being, like, these outlaws, these independent thinkers, when they're directly supporting the ideals that, like, this whole, like, economy has been built on, this whole, like, government has been built on. Like, with Jason Aldean, he thinks he's being an outlaw by being a racist, when he's not. When this country has been formed by a lot of racists, and has been very much formed by a lot of white supremacists who have made this country to benefit themselves and not anyone else who looks anything different from them. But, like, with this guy, he's basically trying to be like, no, I'm trying to make more independent stuff. I'm not trying to sign on for some dumb Hollywood bullshit. And, like, then why are you accepting these big Hollywood companies trying to come to you for their work? Why are you trying to accept these, like, top 1%ers when you hate the shit that they, like, are heavily involved in and try to force out there?
So much more inclined to watch a verite style film.
By the way, one of the most independent studios, A24, is still able to work during the strike. And you know why they're able to work during the strike? Because they accepted every condition that the SAG union, like, laid upon them. Like, hey, this is what we want. And they were like, okay. They were very open to working with the union, so they get to continue their production. And that's, like, and A24 has been, like, a very big independent name. They made X, they made Pearl. They made plenty of these, like, big movies that people love, that I bet Hugh is a fan of as well and would like to make stuff like that. But, like, he's very much going against the people. Like, good luck with that. A lot of independent studios are very, like, union strong as well. I mean, hell, I said it in my last video about, like, the actors joining the strike in general. Adam Conover even pointed out that, like, the Daily Wire, the far right-wing media source, has to use union teamsters to make their production, even though the Daily Wire is very anti-union. That's how, like, ingrained unions are in Hollywood. So good luck trying to make projects after the strike is over, man.
Artifice and verite. Artifice is your Avengers, Jurassic Park. Verite is like Schindler's List, Lady Bird, Nightcrawler,
all those movies are SAG worked on movies. All those movies SAG has been a very big part of, because SAG basically runs Hollywood. When it comes to, like, if you want to be in big name movies, shit like that. Like, by the way, Schindler's List, Nightcrawler, those are like very independent movies. They're still pretty big. They're just not big blockbusters. But, like, I don't know what the fuck he's trying to talk about. Like, good luck, man, trying to make shit in Hollywood. That's all I can really say about this.
Rounded movies, not big on special effects. It's not a high budget. For me, I want movies and shows that have intimacy with the audience, like The Bear on Hulu, or Mr. In Between, also on Hulu.
Yeah. The Bear, the writer for The Bear, has literally even come out and be like, we should get better working conditions. They have been very vocal in this whole strike. So trying to bring them up into this, like, you're just making shit worse for yourself.
King Succession, dude. I have the word verite tattooed on my arm.
I
want to make movies that portray life for what it is, no matter how comedic or tragic, and that usually doesn't take a big budget. So pardon me, but I'm gonna get...
It's not about fucking budget. It's about, like, just the studio... Oh, God. For someone who really wants to work in the industry, he's very much showing his ass when it comes to this. And by the way, like Straw Hat Goofy, he has come out and apologized for this. But good luck. Because, like, Straw Hat Goofy, like, you could... A lot of his supporters are basically saying, like, oh, he just, like, he worded things wrong, or people are taking him out of context. You can't really say that about this guy. He's being very open about being like, fuck the writers, fuck the actors, fuck the strike. I want to work.
So I saw Oppenheimer for a second time yesterday. Right. God damn. I've never.
Reminder, folks, he's being paid to promote this movie. The fact that he's under contract means you're not getting an Oscar
every
review.
piece of cinema in my life.
Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier too. He literally has a SAG strong in his profile pic. He had to get rid of that, probably because people were making fun of him for it. I think Hassan even brought it up that, like, because he did a video about, like, Colin too, and Straw Hat Goofy came up about it, and he even pointed that out. So who knows? Maybe he tried to.
You want more? I'll give you more. Leave Fran alone because the celebrities and these next blind items have all crossed the picket line or are not supporting the SAG strike. I think this first celebrity will shock absolutely no one. Of course the pine-sized A-list actor doesn't support the strike. He is a tool of producers and Scientology. And that is Tom Helif's Cruise. Next.
Yeah, that doesn't really surprise me. I heard Tom was helping SAG negotiate because he's anti-AI. He's pushing to allow actors to be able to promote films without filming more. Technically, he hasn't scabbed yet, but everyone is watching him in case. I did see that Tom Cruise was like, oh, we should still be allowed to promote movies, even while the strike is going on. We just don't need to film more. It's like, that's still helping the studio, man.
Next up, we got Jesus Christ himself, Mr. Jim Caviezel. This B-plus list mostly movie actor is in SAG-AFTRA, but is skirting the rules for his new movie by saying he is under a different foreign guild for this specific project, and that is his project Sound of Freedom. Jesus would be on the picket line with the rest of the Jews, to be honest. And finally, this former A-plus list TikTok star turned actress is really threading the needle when it comes to SAG violations and her being compensated for influencing. That is Miss Addison Rae.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised by that. I'm doing this because Michelle is a friend of mine and a fellow comic who has worked really hard to have this moment. Moments like this don't come very often for women like us. Her show is funny, sweet, and empowering. Proud of Michelle. Even if I got kicked out, I won't. She did promote a fellow comic's work. Feel free to discuss yourselves in the meantime. It's like, it is something that's like, oh, I'm trying to like help a friend, but like yeah, that is something like, obviously you should want to support your friend, but at the same time, it's just like, you can show your support in other ways. You don't have to do it in a public platform, especially during a writer strike. Like, yeah, you are supporting your friend, but like, you're supporting one person over many, many, many other people.
Alright guys, I have officially seen Oppenheimer. My Barbie screening starts in about an hour, so I have time to kill. Let's talk about this movie. So first things first, Cillian Murphy just scored himself an Oscar nomination. Rightfully so. Like, he doesn't even have to talk. And I thought he was this and remind people what he's truly capable of as an actor.
Okay, so like,
you know you're
something that people are gonna bring up with like the whole like Oppenheimer thing and the review. Like, we saw the goofy reaction to it, and like now we have this. Not a super fan by any stretch, but what did he do? I'm genuinely asking. I'm pretty sure it's only post because he's seen encouraging. Yeah. The problem with this, like, again, is he getting paid to do this, or is he like just generally doing this? Like, this might be like something that's like, I don't know.
Alright,
It's
guys,
okay, but like, I don't know.
I'm going to be quoted in the New York Times for what I've been saying on here. So, I wanted to come on here and apologize.
I need to, yeah, basically this is like the whole like apology for Colin. I like this comment. I need a ukulele version of this. I'm pretty sure I have seen like people do that, and it's been hilarious.
Writers and actors are currently on strike, and here is why you should scab their jobs. First of all, if you are in any way politically moderate or even conservative, good heavens, these people have been waging 3 decades of industrial action against you already. I'm sorry, but the class solidarity cannot kick in right now. Secondly, there will be no negative repercussions.
Oh my god, this guy's such a fucking loser.
For you doing it. The threats are...
Like, he's trying to make this, like, for a guy who's very much, like, against the writers and actors, this guy very much seems like a fucking theater kid. Trying to, like, and we saw this with the fucking Straw Hat Goofy thing, too, where he's making, like, this big presentation of why you should fuck off the actors and writers. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
are literally idle. Remember, these people are already blacklisting.
Yeah, they're blacklisting you because you go directly against what they're trying to do, and that is better conditions for writers and actors. Why wouldn't they try to blacklist you, you fucking dumbass?
There is nothing they can actively do. And ask yourself, really, one critical question.
Jesus Christ.
Which will harm you more in your media entertainment career? Being a scab or having no CV?
Being a scab.
Yo.
Here we have
You're never
the
gonna believe that. Guess
NPC
who is
streamer.
going to Hollywood, baby? to Hollywood. Yes, it should go right here. It should go right here. Y'all, I'm going to Hollywood, baby. That shit about to be popping because when I come in here, I'm gonna take somebody's spot. I'm gonna take your spot. So you better.
Yeah, this is something that I've seen. People have been like discussing this, like, oh, is she really scabbing? Like, she's not being very like specific about it. But the problem is like, then why should she say, I'm taking someone's spot? What exactly does that mean when there's a strike going on? Obviously, that means you're taking someone's spot. You're scabbing. What else would that mean? Like, I saw someone being like, oh, maybe she's doing a commercial. Then why would she say, I'm taking your spot? Like, that's very lame. I don't know. It's just so fucking weird. But yeah, this doesn't really surprise me at all. Like, this is just like, she's really blown up recently. You see this a lot with people who, like, they blow up suddenly. They get a lot of opportunities. If this was like any other circumstance, like, good for her. But at the same time, this is during a strike. So, like, yeah, if she was getting opportunities from, like, people in Hollywood, if the strike wasn't going on, like, okay, cool, she's expanding, she's getting a lot more success. But it's the problem, like, this is a strike going on right now. And, like, they're more than likely only really coming after her because they need people to take those spots. And, again, that whole, like, I'm going to take someone's spot, that doesn't really help here. That very much makes it, that doesn't really leave it wide open. It very much, like, casts you in the spot, like, oh, you're there to scab. You're there and you're going to be a scabber.
Now, I realize this may not be the most popular opinion, but fuck SAG. Are they really trying to bring content creators into this bullshit?
Yeah, because you're a fucking part of it. Of course. You're a fucking part of it. If you're in any situation that you could get brand deals as a part of this, then yes. It's not just about being an actor, it's about participating in the entertainment industry as a whole. Like, yeah, of course, you're going to be brought up into this.
I mean, are they going to go on strike and start picketing with the UPS workers too?
Probably. Well, even then, like, yeah, it should be about worker solidarity. Don't use UPS. But, like, at the same time, it's, I think I said this even in the, actors joining the strike video. They were not legally allowed to go on strike. Like, they had it in their situation where it's like, unless SAG, the higher-ups in SAG said, we can strike now, they couldn't join the writers on strike. So that it's very complicated with this, but, like, of course people who know nothing about the fucking situation are gonna talk fucking openly about it.
Because I ain't see no motherfucking celebrities out there trying to advocate to raise the minimum wage for the rest of us. But because their ass is on strike, if an influencer gets offered a brand deal, they're supposed to turn that shit down because their motherfucking ass is on strike? That shit don't make sense to me. And I'm sure that they do probably deserve a raise, but hell, so do all of us.
Then why not support it? Like, this could help lead to better treatment for workers in general. And by the way, like, this is something like, when she's thinking of actors, like, when she's thinking of SAG, and this is a problem for a lot of people who, like, are very much against the strike, they're thinking of big names and how, like, it affects them. Without thinking that, like, the whole actor industry is so much bigger than just those big names. It's people who are very, like, small-time actors, people who barely get paid anything, or are still trying to make it into the industry, who are still a part of SAG. And it just doesn't help the people with SAG. It helps people who are trying to break in too, who could eventually join SAG. Like, and it could very much lead the way in this economy to more people being paid more. Like, so why not try to support it? Like, God. I fucking hate this shit.
All fucking struggling. So my advice to any fucking content creator or influencer who gets offered a deal, take that shit, because those motherfuckers wouldn't turn down their deal for you. Just saying.